Hi everyone. So my name is Anthony Williams and I will be doing a quick iOS 10 video on some useful tips that might come in handy when using the new operating system for the iPad and the iPhone. So for starters, we're going to look at Safari. So if you're anything like me, you search a bunch of things throughout your day on your iPhone or iPad, and sometimes those tabs can kind of pile up. So there's actually a quick way that you can close them all out at the same time instead of going through and closing them individually. And that is by holding this small button here in the bottom right corner. And then, so right now I only have one tab open. That's why it says close tab. But if you had more tabs, it'll say close however many. Then you can hit close tabs and it'll bring you back to your bookmarks. So that's just a quick way to close all of the tabs using your Safari app. The next tip we're going to go over is how to quickly open your camera while your phone is locked. So as you can see, I locked my phone, and then if it's locked here and I just want to go straight to camera mode, I can swipe left, and that'll take me into camera mode. And then from here, you can go through the different portrait modes, whether you want square, panoramic, or if you want to go all the way over, you could come over and go to things like record and time lapse, slow-mo. So any kind of camera access that you want, you can access that without actually opening the iPhone. The next one we're going to go over is actually the ability to turn your phone into a magnifying glass. Now this is actually really cool. So in order to do so, we're going to go to our settings. So we hit the settings app, we're going to scroll down a little bit and hit general. And then we're going to scroll down and hit accessibility right there. And then magnifier. So once you turn the magnifier on, now we will go back to the home screen. And we will triple click the home button. And so now it gives me the option down here for magnifier. So now we have the magnifier, and I have my business card here. So you can see how things are really, really close. Okay. So you can enhance this and do different things with it. So we'll go here, white, blue, yellow, blue. You can grayscale it, yellow, black, red, black. So you can go through these different various colors. You can also completely just invert the colors by hitting that button there. That just completely inverts the colors. And then once you're done with your enhancements, then you can start zooming. You can go in and out as you want to. So this can be used for a multitude of things, but you do have the access to a magnifying glass on the iPhone now. Okay, so next we're going to go to LED flash. So this is one of the more popular ones. You can actually, we're gonna go back here. So I'm just gonna go back to the beginning of our settings here. So with LED flash, it actually gives you visual notifications when your iPhone is locked or asleep. And so in order to turn that on, you're going to go to your settings, and then we're going to go to general here, and then we're going to hit accessibility, and we're going to scroll down a little bit right here. It says LED flash for alerts. So now you can see that I have my LED flash for alerts on, and I also have flash on silent on. So whenever my phone is locked, sometimes I'll have my phone face down, and whenever it's on silent mode, it'll actually send a little flash through this part here, your camera flash. It'll send a couple flashes to let you know that you have a notification that you might need to check. So that's LED flashes. The next one is probably my favorite feature. This is the low power mode for the new iOS. So basically it gives you the ability to save your battery. If you look at the top right corner and you see my battery life, that's why I love low power mode. So in order to get to low power mode, we're going to go back to the beginning of our settings here. And then we're going to go down to battery. So now we're in battery, and you can hit low power mode right there. Make sure that's turned on. This will tell you down here your battery consumption and what apps are mainly taking up all of your battery usage. But low power mode pretty much reduces the consumption of your device until you can get to a charger. And so it'll turn things off like fetching your email, your background app refresh, and even things like Hey Siri. It shuts all that stuff down so it can conserve your battery and allow your phone to last longer. So the next feature here is actually called Raise to Wake. So I'm going to go to the home screen here. So Raise to Wake, I'm going to lock. Raise to Wake actually gives you the ability to see notifications without pressing any buttons. So in order to do that, you're just going to raise the device as if you're going to raise it to your face, and it'll bring up the screen there. Okay, so I'll do that again. We're just raising, it wakes up the screen. So if I had any notifications on that screen, I could just view them without touching any buttons. All I have to do is just raise my phone and it'll wake it up for me. So in order to turn that on, we're going to go back to our settings, and then we're going to scroll down to display and brightness, and then it's right here, it says raise to wake, and you're just going to want to make sure that that's on. So whenever you're doing your raise to wake, I'm going to go into our Touch ID section. This section right here, which is showing your access, so that'll show you what access is allowed when your phone is locked. So whenever you do your raise to wake, that'll show you which things will show up, which things will pop up, and which things you'll be able to see while your phone is still locked. So the next one we're going to go to, I'm back to my home screen. We're going to go to Enable Touch to Unlock. So with the older iPhones that had the Touch ID, you had the ability to just rest your finger on the home button and it would unlock. And then when they came out with the newer iPhones, now you have to press the home button down in order to unlock. Well, luckily they allow you to choose now, so you can choose which one that you want. You can either rest or you can press. So in order to do that, we're in our settings again. We're going to go down to General, and then we're going to hit Accessibility, and then we're going to find the Home button right here. So we're going to hit Home button. So it'll show you your click speed up here, and then if you hold down your Home button, that's what these settings right here in the middle are for. And this is the one we were talking about, rest finger to open. So now instead of having to press down the Home button, you can just rest it on there and it'll open your phone like usual. So the last thing we're going to go over is your emergency information. So this is actually one of the most important, because you never know what's going to happen, and sometimes people need access to your medical information to make sure that they're attending to you properly. So first, we're going to go to our health app. Mine is up here. So we're going to go to the health app right here. It's the one with the little heart. So now you see my medical ID. So this shows, this will show, you can fill all this information in. You hit edit right here. And so now this is where you put in all of your information in terms of your, say if you have allergies or different medical conditions, all those things you can fill in here. You can also add an emergency contact person there as well. So you want to make sure that this on the top here is on, show when locked. And I'll show you why in just a second. So once you fill all this information in, you just hit done, top right corner. Now we're going to go to our lock screen. Okay, so say if something happens, your phone is locked and people need access to your medical information, as long as they can get to your passcode, there it goes, they can hit emergency and then hit medical ID. So now they have quick access to all of your medical information, or especially things that are needed for like immediate care. So them having access to this information is really important, especially if you have any allergies to any kind of medications that they might give you or things of that matter. So in a nutshell, that is just a few tips that we have about the iOS 10 operating system for iPad and iPhone.